Hello and welcome to the latest episode of AU in View, a production of Aurora University Spartan Media. We are here to cover the people and events of the Aurora University community. I'm Kayla, your host.
And I'm Sean, and we'll be your host for this episode. Let's go over the latest news. This October and November, members of our Student Athlete Advisory Committee, or SAC, are working hard and giving back to the community through the campus-wide food drive, Cans Across the Conference.
All the cans and money collected through Cans Across the Conference will benefit our campus food pantry here called Libby's Place. So please remember that you don't have to be an athlete to donate. Gather up some canned goods and drop them off in any of the boxes located around campus. Cans Across the Conference will be running through December 2nd. Please support if you can.
I know how much the food pantry depends on these donations, so please give what you can. In other news, AU in View team member Nikki and Alejandro spoke with current students during their commutes to class to get their thoughts and reactions on the upcoming parking garage that is rumored to be completed by the start of the 2019-2020 school year.
AU has decided to build a new parking garage here on campus. It is no surprise that AU has finally decided to build a new parking garage, considering how fast the parking here gets at 7:30 in the morning. Even in the 7 parking spots here on campus, there still doesn't seem to be enough parking for students, staff, and visitors. The lack of parking space available affects students and staff every day. Today, we decided to talk to a couple students about parking and just see their thoughts on it. Are you a commuter?
I am.
No, I live on campus.
Yes, I am.
I am.
Yes.
I am, yeah. Yes, I am too.
No, I stay on campus.
I am not.
Yes, sir.
No, I'm a resident.
How long does it take you to find parking when you get to campus?
The first couple weeks, it took me like 20 minutes, so then I just started finding other places to park around campus or off campus, so.
Like 15 minutes. This morning I was like almost late to class because it took me like 15 minutes to find a parking spot.
When all the undergraduate students are here, usually around 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, it probably takes me 5 to 10 minutes, at most 15 minutes. If it takes me 15 minutes, then I usually just give up and go to the Institute of Collaboration to do some homework there.
It's kind of a pain. I come like 45 minutes before my class starts, and sometimes I still have to like keep looking for parking, and I'm still late to class, and usually have to park several blocks away if I'm not at least 45 minutes early, so yeah.
Well, one time I had practice at the football field, and I came back and it took me 30 minutes at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon to find parking, so a while, and it's really aggravating because there's like 30 other people trying to find parking spots too, so yeah.
Well, what I'm heard from commuters here and just people who have cars here, maybe like 10 minutes maybe. Like if they're on like, especially like the 8 a.m. classes or something like that, it's like quite a while.
Well, I like to come extra early. I get here about 7:30, so it only takes me a couple minutes to find the lot I want to park in. But whenever I show up late, there's not enough spots.
The longest it's taken me is about like 20 minutes, yeah.
AU has announced they will finally build a new parking garage.
Well, if I were a commuter, I'd be pretty excited, you know. Maybe maybe stay in bed a little longer, you know. So, yeah. But yeah, pretty excited.
I'd probably go with stink before it pulls up. Oh boy.
I'm super stoked about that because finding somewhere to park, you can actually leave for class a little later and don't have to worry as much about like getting caught in traffic. It'd be great.
I'm really excited because it's always hard to walk to my building and stuff because it's such a far walk and it's cold.
I feel really good about that. I feel like that would help because it's really tough to find a spot, and then when you do find a spot, you need to have good parking skills because it's usually a tight angle to squeeze in between. So I feel like that would benefit a lot of students.
I feel like that would help a lot because there's a lot of people that like come commute, and like even on Prairie you can like see like they go all the way down with parking. And people stay there sometimes really late and you can't see the cars too, so I feel like it would help a lot.
I'm very excited for that, so I don't have to wake up an extra half hour early all the time.
It excites me because I really think there is like not like a parking problem, but there should be more parking here on campus, especially because we have so many residents and a lot of commuters. So
There has been word that the facility will only be for staff.
Really?
That doesn't make sense.
I mean, I understand staff need to find parking too, and I mean, like, it's getting to their job, but this is also kind of our job while we're here at school, so I don't know if building it just for faculty would help solve the problem too much.
I mean, hopefully that'll free up more room for us, but I mean, it's still kind of greedy. Like, we go here too and pay money. They get paid to teach here, so.
That wouldn't benefit me at all, would it?
I would. I'd be pretty livid if I were a commuter.
Well, that's just not fair.
Garage will only be for staff, actually.
Oh, never mind. I mean, I guess that makes sense, but then again, not really, because there's still a lot of, because I see a lot of people parking like on the streets back there in the neighborhoods, like all the way back. So I guess that will still be an issue, yeah.
A lot of staff park like in front of Crimmy, and some of them I've even seen like park in the student parking lot, so I feel like that would release some parking spaces for students.
I'm Alejandro from outside the campus. Now back to the studio.
Oh man, if the parking garage ends up being for staff only, I bet we will have some not so happy students. Sean, do you think adding a parking garage to the campus will change the atmosphere?
Honestly, I think adding the parking garage is going to help kind of have more relaxed students, and that's only going to positively affect their performance in the classroom.
Yeah, the residents of the neighborhoods will definitely appreciate the clear streets, and students won't have to worry as much about potential damages to their cars.
That's a very good point, Kayla. That is a concern that will be alleviated by this parking garage. We're joined with AU and VIEW team member Katie, who wrote our Hidden Gems of Aurora story for this episode. Katie, could you share a little bit about our hidden gem?
Thanks, Sean. This episode, our hidden gem features two Aurora University staff members, Bryn Landwehr and Ryan Hiller. Ryan is the Assistant Director of Advising. He attended AU for his undergrad and was excited to start his professional career at AU. Ryan works daily with students, helping to make their transition from high school to college a little bit easier. Ryan, along with the other 6 academic advisors, meet with students to help schedule their classes, declare their majors, and create academic plans. Bryn is the Director of Academic Advising. She too attended AU for her undergrad. Her role as director is a bit more involved with the administration, planning student initiatives and ensuring student success through standardization of the advising process across all majors. So if any AU student needs assistance with their schedules or has any questions about their majors, give the Krause Center a call at 630-844-6870 or stop in for a meeting with one of your advisors on the 3rd floor of Eckert Hall.
I meet with my advisor almost every semester to plan my classes. There's so much help with that process. Ryan and Bryn are awesome to talk with.
Yeah, they do everything they can to help students succeed.
Thank you, Katie. The Krause Center does some awesome work. This week, myself and AU and VIEW team member Janelle sat down with Bryce Walgard to speak with him about his experiences volunteering in the local community, specifically about him volunteering at Head Start Preschool in Aurora.
Let's see what Bryce had to say about this program and what type of work he does with volunteering.
Hi, today we'll be featuring the Two Rivers Head Start Agency and their partnership with Aurora University.
This Early Learning Center or preschool has the goal of helping prepare the 3 to 5-year-old children of Northern Illinois for schooling past pre-K.
Our guest today is Senior Bryce Walgard, who has been volunteering at the preschool for the last couple of years along with many other student athletes.
The center aims to promote basic language and literacy, cognition, general knowledge, approaches to learning, physical development and health, as well as social and emotional development for the kids.
Hi Bryce, thanks for coming in and speaking with the Spartan Media today. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, thank you for having me. Well, my name's Bryce. I'm a senior here at Aurora University. I'm a psychology major and a pre-law minor, and I play lacrosse.
All right. Bryce, how did you originally get involved with Head Start?
When I was a sophomore here, one of my teammates who was a senior on the team at the time had been volunteering there, and he asked a couple of us to stop by and help him out one day, and from there I enjoyed the work and continued to go.
Why did you personally decide to begin volunteering at the preschool?
I personally decided to help out one of my teammates. I didn't, think it would become kind of a long-term volunteering opportunity. But after I went in there and kind of met the teachers and a lot of the kids and enjoyed the work. I decided to keep coming back, and eventually built up a relationship with the teachers that worked there, and met a lot of really good people. So.
Awesome. How often do you end up actually going into the center?
We go about twice a week.
Okay. What skills has volunteering at this particular learning center helped you form?
It helps me, in working with kids, which is it's definitely a skill, even though it doesn't sound like it would be super difficult. There's definitely a way to work with kids. It also helps me just in general, like communication and workplace skills with the different teachers and the front office that's at the preschool.
And can you walk us through an average day of volunteering at the preschool?
Yeah, you go in and sign in and get a visitor's badge because they want to make sure they know who's in the preschool and who's coming in and out. We go in and normally have all the kids sit down in like the main area of the classroom, and we'll read a story to all the kids. And after that, they usually do some type of arts and crafts activity that's related to the story, and sometimes it's related to the holiday or the season that's going on at the time. And then after that, they will have play time, and we'll help the teachers clean up the classroom, and then we usually head back to school after that.
That's great. What are some of the class dynamics like in the preschool class that you volunteer in?
So it depends on how many students they have in the classroom. So the students kind of varies by semester. So some semesters they'll have a really full classroom. In other semesters they'll only have a few kids. It also depends on the age of the kids that they have. So sometimes they have a lot of students who are ready to go to kindergarten, so who are on the older end of maybe 4 or 5. And sometimes they have a lot of really young students around maybe just 3 years old. And so it kind of changes who's talking or who's listening to directions or able to follow along.
All right. And Bryce, what is your opinion on the importance of student athletes such as yourself volunteering and giving back to the community?
I think it's really important. I think for all of our student athletes to kind of be involved in the community, there's a lot of opportunity and there's a lot of places that could definitely use our help. And I know for the preschool, there's a lot of guys on the lacrosse team that go, but there's also a lot of guys on the football team and the basketball team and a lot of the sports teams here at Aurora. And I think it just kind of helps, make connections in the community and let people know that where Aurora University stands.
Awesome. How would you describe how volunteering has impacted you personally?
For me personally, it's helped me create kind of friendships with some of the teachers that are there, and then seeing the work that they do, and that kind of really helps out the kids and the families that are in the area, and just some friendships with some really good people there.
Awesome. Have you had some of your teammates begin to volunteer at the center as well?
Yeah. Like I said, the reason I originally started was one of our older teammates kind of got us involved, and now we're trying to do the same thing with a lot of our guys on our team, and now we have a pretty good group of people who kind of go each week into the classroom. So
that's great. Would you definitely want this to be an avenue for more student athletes at Aurora to be able to go out and volunteer at Head Start?
Definitely, yeah. I know each week they have a group of a number of students from different sports teams come in, and I think the more students we have, the better, because there's always work to be done. There's always help that they can provide at the preschool.
With this experience, do you think that you're going to want to serve the community in any other ways?
Yeah, I know as teen volunteering trips kind of come up here and there, it's always important to kind of stay involved, and it's also kind of prompted me to kind of look into where else you can volunteer. So I know we have this one opportunity at the preschool, but there's a lot of other areas in our community that could use volunteers and use student athletes.
All right. Well, thank you, Bryce. Appreciate you coming on today.
For you AU students who wish to set up future volunteer opportunities, you can call Head Start at 630-264-1444 or email them at tworivers.trhsa.org.
Bryce, thank you again for stopping by and sharing your experience with Head Start. Sounds like a great organization that is working to benefit our community. Thank you to our audience for watching. Now back to our hosts in the studio.
I didn't know about Head Start preschool, but it sounds like Bryce and his fellow lacrosse teammates are doing awesome work for the community.
They sure are, Kayla. Thanks again to Bryce for coming into the studio and talking to us. Quick reminder that the fall play, She Kills Monsters, is running until the 10th. The show starts at 7:30. You don't want to miss this performance.
Well, that's all we have for this time on this episode of AU in View. Be sure to tune in next time for more updates on the Aurora community.
Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.